Okay, I want to break up our 1-2 study guide that's on linear measurement into two segments, really. We'll look at measuring segments here in like a real uh, concrete, applicable way using rulers. And then the second part, we're going to look at what it looks like when we have algebra involved in this situation. So we're going to look at centimeters and inches. I have line segment AB, and I want to measure the length of it. So the first thing I'm going to notice is that we're measuring in centimeters. And our centimeters is usually not how you might be used to measuring things. You might be using rulers and inches and feet and yards. But the metric system makes a little bit more intuitive sense when you think about because it counts by tens. And that's how we count, right? You count the 10. And then the next 10 is 20, and then when you get 10 tens, that's 100, and that's how the metric system works. So if you notice, each one of these full units is broken into 10 hash marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's 1 centimeter. So here I've gotten to 2 centimeters, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths. So that's 2 and 5 tenths, or 2.5 centimeters. Or if you want, you could say 2.5 centimeters. Either of those would be acceptable. Now something different happens in the next segment as I'm measuring in inches. Let's notice what have we broken the inches up into, and this is important to pay attention to because the inches could be broken up, usually are broken into 16ths, 16 little hash marks, but what's happening here is we only have 1, 2, 3, 4. So each one of those hash marks is a fourth. So I have 1 and then only 1/4 inches. So the length of this segment would be 1 1/4 inches. Or if you wanted to use a decimal, you could say 1.25 inches. That would be okay as well. All right. In the next one, we have a pencil, and we're measuring in inches again. So let's check. What are we breaking these into? 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I have 2 whole inches here and 1/4. So this would be 2 1/4 inches, or again 2.25 inches if we wanted to use a decimal. Now I have a thumbtack measuring in centimeters again, so it looks like it's broken into tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I go to 1 full centimeter. I don't quite get to 2, so this would be 0.5, 0.6, and to me it looks like it gets right to about 1.7 centimeters. And that would be an accurate measurement of that thumbtack length. Okay, I want to give you a chance to answer the next two in our Ed puzzle. So take a look at this pentagon and tell me what is the length from here, from one to the left side of the pentagon to the right side of the pentagon. What would that measurement be? Go ahead and answer that in your Ed puzzle. Okay, so hopefully we can see that these centimeters are broken up into little tenths. So we're at 3, and they give us that dotted line to show us that that would be 3 and only 1/10, so 3.1 centimeters would be a good measurement for that one. Okay, let's try and answer number 6 as well in the Ed puzzle here. What is the width from one side of the heart to the next from those 2 spots there? Okay, so hopefully if we answered this one correctly. Now notice, like I said before, these are broken into 16ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is broken into 16ths. But what do I have really here? I have 4 16ths, or we can even see 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a fourth. So this should have been 1 1/4 inches, or if you liked 1.25 inches. Okay, now you can see in the next part of our study guide here, we don't have the measurements with the ruler now, but we want to start to think about the concept of betweenness, if one point is in between another. So let's look at what they're asking for here. They're asking us for the length of RT, and I can see I have the 2 smaller pieces. I have RS and I have ST. So what you want to keep in mind here is that if I add RS plus ST, that will give me the measurement RT, if we can think of it that way. So I have 2 centimeters for RS, 2.5 for ST. So I would add those two together. 2 plus 2.5 would be 4.5 centimeters, would be the length of RT. All right. Now let's see what happens in the next case. I want BC, so I want just this length here. And again, keep in mind what's happening here. AB plus BC equals AC. Right? Those segment lengths would add together. Well, this time we have the whole. right? I have the whole piece is 6 inches, and then the smaller piece is 2 3/4. So if I'm trying to find BC, I would have to subtract. I would have to take the whole piece, AC, minus AB. So in this case, I want to take 6 inches minus 2 3/4 inches. Okay, and we looked in our algebra review. It's not really algebra here, just adding and subtracting fractions, how we would go about doing this. So this could be rewritten as 6 minus 11/4, right? 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So I have to rewrite that 6 as a common denominator of fourths. So 6 is really 24/4, right? This is 6 over 1. If I want to have 4 in that denominator, I have to multiply top and bottom by 4. So I have 24/4 minus 11/4. That would be 13/4. And then if we want, we can rewrite that as a mixed number instead of improper fraction. So 4 goes into 13 3 times. So this would be 3 1/4 inches. Okay, 6 inches. So 6 inches minus 2 inches puts us at 4 inches. And if we subtract 3/4 from that, it would take us down to 3 1/4 inches. Okay, and then the next one, we want XZ. We want the whole piece, and I have the 2 individual pieces. So this case, we're going to have to add. I got to take 3 1/2 plus just 3/4. And notice again, I don't have the common denominator that I would like to have here. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7/2, plus 3/4. So we're going to have to write the 7/2 as fourths. So this is still 3/4. So if I multiply 2 by 2 to get 4, we multiply 7 by 2, and that's 14. So really what I have here is 17/4, and we know 4 divides into 17 4 times with a remainder of 1. Okay, so this should be 4 1/4 inches. And let's go back up and see if that makes sense, right? 3 1/2 plus 3/4, or 3.5 plus 0.75. Would be 4.25. The answer makes sense when we go back and look at it. Okay. This next one I'm going to let you answer on your own, but I want you to observe these little hash marks here. This means that these two pieces are equal to each other. Okay, so keep in mind we want just a part of the segment. We just want this piece. How long is this piece? Well, I know WX plus XY is equal to WY. Okay. And I know that WY is 6. It's the whole piece. So if these two segments are equal to each other, what would each one be? That's what we want to find here. What's the length of WX? Go ahead and answer that in the Edpuzzle. So hopefully you came up with this one. If the two pieces are equal and they add up to 6, we should have came up with WX equals 3 centimeters.